What's going on, guys? Parker here, and I'm back with another video. And today I got my top 4 NBA player props for the day. And before we get in this video, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and leave a comment on this video down below, because all of those things really help the channel out a ton and really help push my content out to more and more people each and every single day. So I really would appreciate it, guys. Also, if you have not checked out the first episode of the Football Focus podcast, I'm going to leave that as the top description link down below, because we filmed that yesterday. It was a really good episode. We broke down everything that happened in NFL free agency, and we gave you our thoughts on every single move. So make sure to check that out. I'll have that link down below as the top link in the description. But also, before we get into today's plays, I wanted to mention Sleeper is running a free Tyler Glasnow square for opening day tomorrow. So they're running that free square, as well as a free Nikola Jokic square for today for first-time depositors. You can get access to these free squares by using my code FF23. The link to that will be down below in the description as well. You'll get access to both of those free squares, as well as an 100% match on your first deposit up to $500. $500, a lot of money for a free deposit match. No other app really matches it up to that. Most other apps match it up to 100. Nope. Sleeper will match it up to $500. So you want to make sure you take advantage of that. You want to make sure you hop on Sleeper today. And without further ado, guys, let's get right into today's plays. So first off, I got Brandon Ingram over 24.5 points plus rebounds versus the Nets. So Ingram's over this line in 2 out of his last 3 games. The Nets allow the 11th most points per game in the NBA to small forwards this season. They have definitely struggled drastically versus the small forward position throughout this entire NBA season. The Nets also allow the 3rd most rebounds per game to small forwards this season. This is an ideal matchup for Ingram to go off tonight. Nets also run a lot of drop coverage off of pick and rolls. That's very important for us because Ingram is a high volume pick and roll mid-range shooter. He'll be able to get to his spots tonight. He'll be able to find open looks. And overall, I think this is a matchup that Ingram should be able to dominate. He should be able to have a really nice night tonight. And overall, I'm really confident in Brandon Ingram's game tonight. So Brandon Ingram over 24.5 points plus rebounds versus the Nets is my first play of the day. Next up, I got Kyrie Irving over 30.5 points plus assists versus the Spurs. So the Spurs allow the 10th most points per game in the NBA to shooting guards this season. They have not been good defensively at all. We know their defense is absolutely atrocious outside of Victor Wembanyama protecting the paint. The rest of that defense is absolutely awful. The Spurs also allow the 2nd most assists per game to in the NBA to shooting guards this season. They have struggled in assists, obviously defending that as well. He's averaging 28 points per game and 6.5 assists per game versus the Spurs this season. So that would be 34.5 points plus assists on the season. So he's well covering that easily on the year on average. And Kyrie is over this line in 3 straight games. Kyrie is arguably playing the best basketball of the season currently. He's also, underratedly having one of his best years. Like, this guy is so good. Like, that left-handed floater the other night was amazing. But besides just that shot, like, this guy is so damn good, and I feel like people don't talk about it enough how good he really is. So overall, this is a great matchup for Kyrie. Kyrie has also been facilitating the ball like crazy as of late. 9 assists, 10 assists, and 12 assists over his last 3 games. So he's really been facilitating the ball well. And this is definitely a good matchup for Kyrie. This is definitely a matchup he should be able to dominate and have a really big night. So Kyrie Irving, over 30.5 points plus assists versus the Spurs is my second play of the day. Next up, I got Paolo Banchero over 21.5 points versus the Hornets. So Paolo's over this line in both of his matchups versus the Hornets this season. The Hornets allow the 5th most points per game in the NBA to power forwards this season. They have not been good defensively whatsoever. They especially have not been good at defending the power forward position. This is a matchup that Paolo should be able to have his way throughout. He should be able to have a big game, and I think he is going to have a big game in this matchup. Great matchup for Banchero. Should be a good night. Should be an easy, smooth night for Paolo. So Paolo Banchero over 21.5 points versus the Hornets is my third play of the day. Lastly, for my fourth and final play, I got Fred VanVleet over 28.5 points plus assists versus the Wizards. Now, Fred's over this line in 3 out of his last 4 games. He's over with 36 points plus assists the other night versus the Wizards. The Wizards allow the 7th most points per game in the NBA to point guards this season. They have not been good at defending the point guard position whatsoever all season long. This is another matchup he definitely should be able to take advantage of. He definitely should be able to have a big night tonight. And he's over this with 36 points plus assists the other night. Great matchup for VanVleet. Definitely should have a big night. Definitely think he's going to have a big night. The only question with VanVleet is he does tend to have those like college-esque player games where he just shoots the ball really inefficiently and struggles overall from the field. But dominated this line last time. I think he's going to go over at least again tonight. So Fred VanVleet over 28.5 points plus assists versus the Wizards is my 4th and final play. So those were my top 4 NBA player props for the day. If you enjoyed this video and you do want to see more content from me, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and leave a comment on this video down below. Also, make sure to check out episode 1 of the Football Focus podcast. It was a really fun episode where we discussed all things NFL free agency. We went in depth and talked about every free agent move that was made. And overall, it was a really intriguing, interesting episode that I think you guys will all have a lot of fun watching. And then lastly, guys, make sure to sign up for Sleeper. Make sure to get access to this Nikola Jokic free square. Messed that up. Nikola Jokic free square tonight. And then this Tyler Glasnow free square for the morning. And make sure to use code FF23 for an 100% match on your first deposit up to $500. And that's all I really got for this video. I hope you all did enjoy. And without further ado, I will see you guys all in the next one.